Hey everybody, hope you're all having a wonderful and blessed day. And this is just going to be a little thrown together video because, I live here in Houston and, the Travis Scott concert slash ritual, however you want to put it, was this past weekend and it's been a big ordeal over here. So I kind of broke some things down and done a little research on my own. So let's just get right into it now. All right. So let's start with, I want to show you all a friend of mine's video and we'll go from there. Enjoy.
One concert goer called it hell.
Police say they have not determined what caused the deadly chaos.
It just felt like we was literally in fucking hell, bro. It felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe, you couldn't see, and once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. This shit really fucked me up and really spooked me tonight. That was some demonic shit.
That is so sad. To have that image in your head still this morning, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like I said, I work in the hospital. I work, with people that go into cardiac arrest. I mean, this was more terrifying than anything I've ever seen. Anything I've ever seen. Ever.
We start with breaking news from the United States, where at least 8 people have died in a crowd surge during the opening night of the Astro World Music Festival in Houston, Texas.
As Scott took the stage to headline his Astroworld Festival Friday, many of his fans were being crushed in a sea of pain.
This was the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. People were getting trampled. I saw people's heads stomped in. I saw people getting their ribs broken.
It just got worse and worse. Everyone's you just can't breathe. You just feel
17 people taken to hospital, 11 of them suffering cardiac arrests, more than 300 treated on the scene.
Look, in my 27 years, I have never experienced this type of mass casualty.
I mean, and that really says something. 27 years, and this is the worst you've seen. Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena.
The rapper Travis Scott, who founded the festival and is from Houston, stopped several times during his 75-minute set when he spotted fans in distress.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here. Somebody passed out right here. No, don't touch him, don't touch him. Everybody just back up.
If they're walking, doesn't it?
Security, somebody help, jump in real quick, keep going.
But panic later set in, and the crowd surged towards the front of the stage. It's not yet known what caused the incident.
Flares to the sky. Flares to the sky. Put your hands up, you got 2 hands up. That's what I'm trying to do, chase me. Let's go.
New video shows security actually lifting up someone who needed medical attention as Travis Scott continues to perform.
At the front, a man was heckled as he shouted for medical assistance. But when it came, that help was hampered by some festival goers oblivious to the unfolding tragedy, dancing on top of an...
It's like they are seriously possessed or in some type of trance or something. They're not even taking any kind of consideration for other human lives, It's just beyond anything I've ever witnessed myself.
Emergency vehicle. Reports suggest medics were overwhelmed.
And then meanwhile, you have others that are climbing up the tower to the staff that's in charge of the lighting and saying, stop this, shut it down. They're trying to shut the concert down. Nothing was being done. It was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I am disturbed.
But we just watched the bodies just go past us unconscious.
With reports of people being trampled, unable to move and breathe, some unconscious and falling to the ground, EMS crossing dense crowds to reach them.
I went to cardiac arrest last night, and I'm so sorry. All I heard was You're just gonna let them die?
People were so packed, they passed out. Some suffered cardiac arrest.
We had to walk over people's bodies.
Panic rippled through the crowd, causing many to surge toward the stage. Emergency crews struggled to deliver help. The hip-hop stars...
There are major questions still outstanding about whether this festival should have been allowed to go ahead given those injuries earlier in the day. Guys?
Yeah, just a glaring question there, and the video unbelievable.
And this video, captured during the day on Friday, shows hundreds of people rushing checkpoints and destroying security property at the entrance.
The on-site medical team was quickly overwhelmed by hundreds of casualties. Emergency vehicles trying to access the most seriously injured appeared to be hindered by revelers, unaware of what was unfolding.
Just imagine all the people they're going to find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just troubling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably going to be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted. And the people were the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning them black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead.
In a statement posted on Twitter, Scott said he's devastated by the death.
How are you feeling about, the victims who have lost their lives at a concert?
I feel very angry. Travis acknowledged that something was happening in the crowd. He acknowledged that there was an ambulance. He acknowledged that someone was passed out, and then just continued the concert.
What was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole crowd was just going like help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro.
But there's a lot of people that are very selfish. There's people that I saw a pit that was being held together by people, but because in the pit was people that fell. So they were standing together to help the people get up. And I witnessed somebody unconscious struggling to get out, like their friends were trying to get him out, and just people weren't caring enough to like make a path.
Honestly, it was like a movie. Like everyone was going crazy, people were falling, people were passing out.
Simmons refers to himself as a rager and has been to many of Travis Scott's concerts.
I knew that people were passing out, but it was something that typically happens at a show, but people seem to get up after a certain point, but there was a point where people weren't getting up.
Drone video shows the landscape one day later. Tammy Fusel, Jonas's mother, says she's been to many concerts, but she has never experienced anything like Astroworld.
And the crowd goes wild and everybody's jumping. There was a point where Travis paused and saw the ambulance coming. I'm on the platform watching, and I thought, oh, he's going to stop him. He's going to tell people to calm down, but he didn't.
With the mayor adding that Houston has never experienced anything of this magnitude.
And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything, like, I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like, after tonight, bro, like, God really showed me, like, stay away from that shit, bro. Like, that shit not for you, because, like, he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like, for real. Like, so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. He influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in, and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. My fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience.
Anything other than positive. And there was no escape plan, was there? Not for those that passed. That is completely demonic looking. And I completely believe it was demonically charged. Okay, so I want to go over some of the images that you had just seen, yourself and all of this, and kind of show you what I've came up with. Okay, so we see this. This is actually a picture of hell, and look at the actual resemblance of his big head right there at the entrance of his concert at Astro World. Let's see. Let's keep going. I mean, look at his shirt. It's showing him some of them little men passing through the doorway, being one way and then coming out another. Then you got your portal there. See you on the other side. Excuse me. That's straight to do with satanic stuff. Now this right here, as y'all just seen a minute ago, this is a family right here, literally leading their child into the mouth of the beast. Basically, is what it is. You got your inverted cross right here at the stage, ironically enough, leading into the portal into hell. And got your this comes straight from his page. This is his thing where he was, putting it out there for people, his posters and stuff like that. And you see him dropping in through the wormhole, which is also an alternate dimension, another portal reference. Yeah, I don't understand why there were so many parents allowing their children to participate in this. I'm just astounded. I heard that one of the youngest people that died from all this was 14 years old. I cannot stress this enough, but parents, you need to take control and authority over your children. We are put here to be their parents, and we are to make sure that they are doing exactly what they need to do. And if we don't, then what kind of parents do you think we are? That I don't get it. This is from Kylie Jenner's phone, and as you can see, it's exactly a portal. There's not many ways. The portal's opening right here, which also looks like CERN, ironically enough. There's a shirt. So we're going to go back and go through some of these images that we've seen that he has related to his stuff and talk about it for a minute. All right, so there's you a good indication right here of the people going into the mouth. They're literally going into the mouth of the beast, and this is, guess what? Satanism. Yeah, I mean, do y'all really think that this isn't related? No, it very much so is. And thou shalt not let thy seed pass through the fire to Moloch, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Leviticus 18:21. Back in biblical days, they were sacrificing their children to Moloch. It says, and they did destroy the people. They did destroy the people. Oops. As the Lord had commanded them, but mingled with the nations and imitated their ways. Imitated their ways. They served their idols and were ensnared by them. They sacrificed to demons their own sons and daughters, shedding innocent blood, the blood of their own sons and daughters, whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan, decorating the land with bloodshed. Sound familiar? They defiled themselves by their actions. They became adulterers by their conduct. So the Lord grew angry with his people, abhorred his own heritage. He handed them over to the nations, and their adversaries ruled over them. Their enemies oppressed them and kept them under subjection. Many times did he rescue them, but they kept rebelling and scheming and were brought low by their guilt. I don't understand why y'all people can't see the, it's the same thing. They literally just sacrificed their children to these rappers. Let's put it that way. And what they did back in these days is they would heat up these furnaces. In this thing is where the furnace is right here. This idol of Moloch. Well, during that time, as it was heating up, it was heating up the arms right here. And the people would come and take their babies and their children and lay them in the hands right there. And they would bang on the drums right here and holler and sing to drown out the children's voices so they wouldn't hear them scream and suffering. Yeah, and this one is just a multi-level one, so you could do several at one time. It's astonishing. It's astonishing. And this is a picture also indicating of the devil. You see the eyeballs on him and everything. It's it's just fascinating to me that most people don't see it for what it actually is. They are completely underplaying this, and they need to take control of their children and their children's souls, as well as their own. And here you go. Here's a picture of a portal crossing into another dimension or realm. There's another one. And another one. All right, and here we got CERN. It's kind of ironic that looks exactly the same way, huh? And you got the goddess Shiva there, the destroyer. Imagine that. In the background there. And this is at CERN. This is over in, I want to say Switzerland, I believe. It's under like three or four different countries. It goes underground. I've made some videos about it earlier. You can check on my page. And you got this here as well. This is another portal from the fallen ones and the devils and stuff. They're wanting to go into heaven, and they're not allowed to. And so you got this here again. This is a picture of that demon or devil or beast, as you will, and people going inside of it. Here's a better close-up one, a more close-up one. It's just all demonic. Everything that he did was just all demonic. There's your good one here. You see them all in the mouth of the beast right there. You know, there's the teeth and all that, and devils, and there's more burning in hell. This is all relative to hell. And there you go. There you got the same thing, basically, and people and their children letting their children go into the mouth of the beast. Like, see, now that you can see it a little better. There's the mother walking her son into the mouth. You know, like it's la la la, like there's no big deal. It's no big deal. All these small children that he's got on the front. I mean, that particular show had no business for any type of children to be there, to be targeted, to be put up like that. Look at his face. I mean, you can see right here, his face looks completely like metamorphed into something else. You know, it's disgusting. Satan loves to boast. Yeah, he sure does. And the one thing about, you know, Satan and demons, they usually will always tell people and tell you, put their plan out there for others, so you'll know exactly what's going on. Yeah, look at his face. That doesn't even look real, does it? Look at his face, man. And this was a live image caught on camera. Like, they snapped a picture, this picture in particularly, on camera. This is not edited in any way. He looks like a demon. I mean, I don't even know how to say that any other way. You got your inverted cross, you know, leading into the portal. Of course, the demon picture, where he looks like a demon. And this is his stuff he was using to promote his thing, you know, his concert, his festival for the weekend. And there you go again with another portal and eyeballs and all of that. You know, there's no way I would have ever let my children at all ever participate in any of this. Bottom line. This was taken on Kylie's thing. So this is another portal picture. See you on the other side. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be seeing anybody on the other side. And you can see the upside down cross in this one, but we're going to go back out of here and we're going to look at some of the symbolism. Some of the symbolism that I found. And if that doesn't make you think, looky here, look who he's hanging out with. Yeah, you see this, huh? Marilyn Manson. All right. We all know that he likes to burn Bibles and he denounces God and he don't want nothing to do with it. And you see this on his hand? I'm going to show you exactly what that means in just a minute. Now, birds of a feather flock together is what my grandma always said, you know? So, right here, we got, you see the ring? A ritual circle. And look, we got some dogs there. Guess how many we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 black dogs in the middle of a ritual circle. Ain't that crazy? And I just don't get it. Then you got him here giving the devil symbols. Devil horns. People just don't grasp how serious this actually is. And you got the inverted triangle and the 3 eyes on his shirt on this one. Yeah, so let's get back to some of the symbols that I've done some research on. Let's see, we're going to look at the all right, so the eye, the eyeball. The evil eye is a curse believed to be cast by a malevolent glare, usually given to a person when they are unaware. Many cultures believe that receiving the evil eye will cause misfortune or injury. Injury. Okay, imagine that. The evil eye, sold as jewelry, decorations, etc., was created to protect against evil eye or spirits. Then you got the yin yang. Well, none of those really are relevant right now. You got your inverted cross, the broken cross down here, or broken peace sign. Considered by some most to be a peace sign, it is used in satanic circles as an open demonstration of rejecting Christ. Now, people, y'all think them peace signs were all peace, love, and joy, and, no. There's always a method to the madness. Always. Satan worshippers are commonly given crosses and instructed to turn the cross upside down and break the arms to show the disdain for Christ and loyalty to Satan. This symbol appears on graves of some of Hitler's soldiers. That's not surprising. Not surprising at all. And then you got the lightning bolt. Satanic worshippers identify as 777, famed by Aleister Crowley, who wrote the Quick Guide to Witchcraft and Satanic Worship. Crowley so hated God that he named himself 777 because 666 was already taken. Crowley's instruction to his followers was that they learn to speak right, walk backwards as means to open themselves to hear from the demonic realm. Yeah, that's just disgusting. All right, then you got your Luciferian eye, which we see that on a lot of the famous people and the actors and stuff. They're always putting that out there, covering their eye, their one eye. And let's see, it's called the Luciferian eye. In a cult circle, this symbolizes Lucifer. The diamond pictured below in the eye is a tear that is shed for those outside his influence. That would be the Christians. Okay. All right, so let's go a little bit further back than that. We're going to go to the symbols of Satan, exactly what he was doing on his head a few minutes ago that I just showed you the picture. This is the symbols of Satan. Satanism is a broad group of social movements compromising diverse ideological and philosophical beliefs. Their shared features include symbolic association with or admiration for Satan, whom Satanists see as a liberating figure. Presented here are some of the most commonly used symbols with a brief explanation. Let's check them out. You got the inverted 5-point star, which is also known as the pentagram. Let's look at the inverted cross. The cross, of course, represents Christ and his crucifixion. This in Satanism, this is turned upside down in order to mock and dishonor Christ and his death. It is an act of disrespect and disdain for Christ, and an honoring for the opposing force to Christ, which is in rebellion to God, rather than submission and obedience. The central teaching in Satanism is to do your own will. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got the eye inside of a pyramid. The Bible commands against making any image to represent God, as God is a spirit. In reality, the eye is human and represents man's own divinity and ability to become God. In this sense, the eye inside of the pyramid also represents Satan. Now, you remember I showed you the picture where he had the eyes in the pyramid on his shirt, and he's always wearing stuff like that. As this was Satan's goal. This live man being God or evolving into godhood still continues in New Age. The triangle also represents the Trinity, which is another way of saying that humans are divine and do not need God. They're just so many that's just so deceived. So deceived. And of course, we all know what 666 is, but this is the sigil of Lucifer. This is what was on his hand, Marilyn Manson's hand that I just showed you. This is a magical symbol which represents a fallen angel or demon. They're used to conjure demons and create a bond between the demon and the magician, who then uses them to carry out their will and desire. The sigil of Lucifer is a symbol that represents and embodies Lucifer, the prince of the fallen angels, and it is first recorded hundreds of years ago in the Middle Ages, which are instructions books on black magic. Okay. And that's more talking about the signa. You got the hex. Also, there it is. That's exactly what he had on his hand. That's the sigil of Lucifer. That's what Marilyn Manson had on his hand. So, we already know what it means. And the serpent. The serpent's been around since the beginning of time. The most famous symbol in Satanism. Keep that in mind. The serpent represents the kundalini force at the base of the spine. When the serpent is activated through power and meditation and specific exercises, it ascends through the 7 chakras, bringing intense awareness, enlightenment, psychic powers and abilities, and all-knowing. The hooded cobra, seen in many ancient carvings and paintings in Egypt, symbolizes the resulting expanded consciousness of raising the serpent. This is the true foundation of Satanism, raising the serpent. And then you got the Ujja, which is the all-seeing eye. We just spoke about that just a second ago. The tears for the ones that are outside of Satan's influence. You got the satanic cross, which is upside down. We've already talked about that. Now the goat head. Now, many people need to understand that goat does not mean greatest of all time. They have said that to try to soften the blow so they can, completely get over on everybody so they can get Satan's stuff out there. That way, more people don't think it's about Satan, the more people that will wear it, that will acknowledge it. It's not about football players and basketball players and baseball players. No, it is not. This is what it's about. It is also known for the horned goat, the Baphomet, the goat of witches, or the scapegoat. It's a Satanist way of mocking Jesus as the Lamb who died for our sins. The Church of Satan specifically associates with the goat of Mendes, which they also call Baphomet. For them, it represents the hidden one, for who abides in all things, the soul of all phenomena. You got the pentagram, another pentagram, which we know what that means, and the lightning bolt, we've already talked about that, and the goat face, which is basically the same thing. Then you got his shirt there, showing people leaving one realm, entering into another through the portal, through the doorway. The doorway is the portal, in case you didn't figure that out by now. But yeah, this is basically, what all I have found. It's all evil. It's all terrible. This man was out there which it looked like to me he was in a trance during the time that they were picking these people up off the ground that were dying as he was singing, and he just continued to stand there and sing and dance like it wasn't going on. It was literally like he was being controlled by something else, which I'm sure he probably was. So, it's so sad, and him just apologize for the people passing away. I truly feel like he needs to be held for some kind of responsibility for all of this. He did not make no effort to stop this whole concert. He's seen it. He's seen it. He had a bird's eye view from where he was at on the stage, but he chose not to. Whether he chose to or was, being controlled into not being able to. Either way, it's no difference to me. People lost their lives that night, and meanwhile he's standing there and singing yeah, 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 like he was in literally some kind of trance. It's just awful. My heart goes out to all the parents and family members that were a part of all this. I want to show you this too. You can see that this one shows like a demon up there or something. Somebody caught on Twitter. I mean, look, it looks even like an alien or a demon or something. How long and lanky and slumped over. It's creepy. It's creepy nonetheless. Anyway, as I've been reading this, I just, it made me think of a couple of scriptures, and I just wanted to share it with you. And that way you'll know that you need to remove yourself from things like this to get out of this type of stuff. Do not let your children participate in this abomination. And this is, a couple of the reasons why we're gonna go to 2 Timothy. Let me pull it up right here. So we're going to 2 Timothy. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. All right, here we go. 2 Timothy. I'm going to go to verse 3. I'm at chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, which exactly what was going on, trucebreakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, highminded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Okay, so it just goes hand in hand with that. Yeah, and then we're going to go to let me get back to it. There we go. Oh, I think I done lost it again. Oh, here we go. We're going to go to 1 Corinthians 6. All right, so we're going to read this too. All right. Here we go. In number 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. And such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but you are justified in the name of the Lord Jesus and by the Spirit of our God. Hallelujah. So I hope this kind of helps shed some light on everything that, has been going on this weekend. And my heart, my thoughts, my prayers all goes out to the family, and I will be continuing to pray for them. And I pray that you just, please pay attention to what your children are watching, what they're listening to, what they're doing, whom they're doing it with, and what they're doing. You know what I mean? We've got to stay on top of this, everybody. These are the end times. It's a wicked time right now. And if we're not watching our loved ones and our own children, then guess what? The evil one is. So I hope this has been some kind of a help, and I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. And just keep your chin up, keep looking up, for our redemption is drawing near, y'all. He's coming soon. God bless.